It's no question that Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco love each other like a love song, and fans have been obsessed with the pair's rare love story since they made it IG official.
Have you ever felt like celebrity lives are more unpredictable than any fictional drama you've ever seen? Sometimes it seems the headlines keep rolling in at lightning speed, from unexpected romances to shocking accusations. And in the middle of it all, there's this sense that we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. It's as if every new piece of information reveals deeper layers we never knew existed. Today, we're diving into a whirlwind of stories that might leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Hollywood relationships and controversies. How did Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco become everyone's new favorite couple, despite initial skepticism? What's the real reason Justin Bieber's world seems to be spiraling when it comes to his personal life? And why are fans and critics so divided over Andrew Tate's disturbing accusations? Then there's Sweeney and Glen Powell, fueling rumors that feel too plausible to ignore. Prepare yourself. By the end, you'll see how each development weaves into a bigger tapestry of shock, intrigue, and unexpected turns. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear might just change how you look at these public figures forever. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. A surprising new chapter. Selena Gomez has endured a series of high-profile relationships and heartbreaks. For years, people scrutinized every move she made, whether it was her health battles, her mental well-being, or her tumultuous love life. But lately, a new figure has emerged by her side. Benny Blanco, the music producer some fans initially overlooked or even dismissed. At first, this relationship raised eyebrows. Benny was known for his quirky persona and impressive track record in the music industry, but he wasn't the typical Hollywood heartthrob fans expected for Selena. Some questioned his laid-back style and unusual sense of humor, wondering how it fit with Selena's more polished public image. Others weren't sure if she was genuinely happy or simply rebounding from old wounds. For a time, the internet was split between curiosity and skepticism. But everything shifted when a snippet from a Jay Shetty podcast interview went viral. In that interview, Benny described his unique approach to conflict resolution, guiding the missile, as he put it. Instead of fanning the flames during disagreements, he uses emotional intelligence to anticipate Selena's feelings and keep things from spiraling out of control. At one point, he joked about how easy it would be to add a jetpack to any budding argument, but he chooses not to. Instead, he finds ways to soothe tensions, listen more carefully, and connect on a deeper level. That short clip caught people's attention worldwide. Suddenly, viewers who had doubted Benny's sincerity started praising him for his maturity. They were impressed by how he showed respect for Selena's emotions. Fans on social media flooded comment sections with words like, "He's setting the bar so high," and "This is what we mean by wanting a man who truly takes care of us, emotionally, not just financially." It was an unexpected turnaround for someone many had labeled.
As the two get ready to say "I do," we're taking a look back at their romance journey and how they became the perfect couple. The singer and music producer first met over a decade ago.
Just a scruffy producer. Shadows of the past. Justin Bieber's chaos. While Selena Gomez appears to be thriving in her new relationship, Justin Bieber's public image has taken a few bruises. His marriage to Hailey Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber, has been under intense scrutiny for what feels like forever. Every social media post gets magnified, dissected, and reinterpreted. Rumors circulate about tension between Hailey and Selena's fans, and it can get downright toxic. Some people have pointed to Justin's recent interviews and public sightings, speculating that he seems distant, anxious, or even frustrated. Gossip sites churn out headlines about how he's supposedly trapped in a high-pressure environment, unable to escape constant drama. Others claim he's still dealing with unresolved issues from his past that keep resurfacing. Meanwhile, Hailey has her own brand of internet criticism to face. She can't make a simple fashion choice or comment on social media without fans analyzing whether it's somehow a dig at Selena or an attempt to gain attention. It's a circus with so many swirling opinions that it's impossible to get a clear sense of the truth. Yet, in stark contrast, Selena's relationship with Benny looks remarkably stable. She describes it as the safest, happiest partnership she's ever experienced, and fans see a kind of contentment that was lacking before. Whether it's true love or just two people who've learned from past hardships, the difference is palpable. No matter where Justin's path leads him, there's no denying Selena's narrative has taken a more uplifting turn. But as everyone was busy analyzing these love stories, a far darker tale was unfolding, one that brought legal battles, disturbing allegations, and global controversy into the spotlight.
Her mom just reminded me of this. I didn't even remember this. We both met each other like almost 16, 17 years ago.
Andrew Tate's controversial accusations. There's a name that has ignited countless debates across the internet in recent years. Andrew Tate. You've likely heard it in connection with provocative podcasts or social media content promoting a hyper-masculine lifestyle. But beneath the surface-level buzz, a series of serious claims have emerged, ones that paint a far grimmer picture than mere bravado or controversial comments. Andrew Tate's ex-girlfriend, Brianna, recently came forward with harrowing allegations, claiming he harmed her physically and emotionally during their relationship. According to her statements, it started with what she thought were rough moments, but escalated to the point where she begged him to stop. She even shared hospital documents indicating she suffered a concussion. In her legal filing, she accuses Andrew of insisting that she get a tattoo marking herself as his property, claiming he had required the same from other partners. These accusations are intense. Text messages she revealed suggest he threatened her, talked about impregnating her against her will, and used demeaning language that no one should endure. Andrew's lawyers are adamant these claims are nothing more than a cash grab, saying Brianna is trying to exploit Andrew's public persona for her own gain. Still, the seriousness of these allegations, combined with the evidence she's presented, has many people on edge. To make matters more complicated, Andrew Tate isn't just facing one legal front. Investigations are reportedly happening in both Britain and Romania, touching on potential money laundering, trafficking, and SCX-related crimes. He and his brother, Tristan, spent a significant amount of time in and out of home arrest in Romania, while authorities continued their inquiries. Public opinion, as expected, is fiercely divided. Some of Andrew's staunch supporters believe the accusations are fabricated or exaggerated, pointing to his known status as a polarizing internet figure. Others are horrified by the details they've seen, demanding justice and urging that no influencer or public figure should get a free pass because of fame. It's a stark contrast to someone like Benny Blanco, who has been applauded for his empathetic approach in relationships. But that's the paradox of modern celebrity culture. We can witness, almost simultaneously, examples of what people call an ideal partner, and examples of what they call the ultimate toxic presence. As viewers, we're left to wonder, what does it mean for these personalities to have millions of followers? And how do we process these accusations when social media often blurs the lines between fact and fiction? The ripple effects don't stop there. Discussions about Andrew Tate's situation have ignited broader debates about power dynamics, the responsibilities of influencers, and what kind of behavior society is willing or unwilling to tolerate. But it's time to shift to another story that's less about legal battles and more about the swirling gossip of Hollywood romance. Celebrity contrasts and public discourse. Before we jump into the next major headline, it's important to see the bigger picture. We live in a time when personalities like Andrew Tate can amass a devoted following for their extreme views, while figures like Benny Blanco can quietly shift from underrated to adored simply by showing emotional intelligence. This contrast isn't just about who's good or who's bad. It highlights how rapidly public opinion can flip.
Right-wing influencer Andrew Tate landing in Florida today by private jet, setting off a swirl of questions about why Romanian officials permitted he and his brother Tristan to leave the country where they're facing sex trafficking charges.
Fans are quick to judge both negative and positive extremes. On one end, they'll label a celebrity toxic, sometimes with limited context. On the other, they'll declare someone a saint after a single viral video clip. That volatility in perception reveals something crucial about our collective psyche. We crave stories that are black and white with clear heroes and villains. Yet, reality is never that neat. Andrew Tate's controversies, for instance, remind us that not every internet sensation is a role model. Meanwhile, Blanco's calm, supportive behavior toward Selena seems to show an alternative for men who wish to lead with respect. The debate rages on in comment sections worldwide as people wrestle with these cultural shifts in real time. But if you thought romantic intrigue was confined to Selena Gomez and Blanco, guess again. Another pair has been fueling speculation in an entirely different corner of Hollywood, one that might leave you rooting for a brand new couple or questioning everything you thought you knew about behind-the-scenes drama. Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell. The rumor mill ignites. Sydney Sweeney has been on the rise for the past few years, thanks to her breakout roles and commanding screen presence. While her professional life has soared, her personal life has seen its share of rumors. Fans took particular interest when news broke that her engagement to Jonathan Davino might be on shaky ground. After all, the two had been together for a considerable time, even labeled practically married by some media outlets, though an actual wedding never materialized. Then came the filming of Anyone But You, where Sydney starred alongside Glen Powell. Sparks flew on screen, but it wasn't long before fans started whispering that maybe those sparks weren't just acting. Timing can be everything, and when word got out that Sydney had quietly removed certain photos of her fiancé from Instagram, it didn't take long for people to connect the dots.
I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever.
Romanian officials today confirming travel restrictions preventing the brothers from leaving were lifted, but the case against them remains ongoing.
The rumor mill truly kicked into high gear when Sydney was reportedly spotted attending Glen's sister's rehearsal dinner in Texas. This was no casual, random meetup. A wedding rehearsal dinner is a family affair, a place where you only invite people who mean something to you. Why would Sydney be there if she and Glen were just colleagues or platonic friends? Anonymous tips surfaced on Des Moines' page, mentioning that the two had been seen together in Vegas months prior. Others chimed in, claiming they saw them looking cozy at a Mexican restaurant in Dallas. It was the classic scenario: pictures, or it didn't happen. But that's the thing with modern celebrity culture. Even if you don't have the perfect snapshots, once a rumor catches fire online, it takes on a life of its own. Fans had a field day with the potential romance. They compared the situation to romantic comedies where the fictional script spills into real life. Memes popped up, referencing the possibility that Anyone But You might actually be someone for real. Some even speculated that Sydney is in the midst of a major life change, moving away from an old relationship that no longer fits her skyrocketing career trajectory. Others said Glen Powell was simply in the right place at the right time, or that perhaps he'd been waiting all along. Of course, critics label it all as baseless fanfiction. Glen's supporters insist he's just a friendly guy who invited a co-star to an important family event, perhaps as a show of gratitude for their work together. Sydney's reps remain tight-lipped, fueling the curiosity even more. Whether it's real or imagined, the speculation has definitely breathed new life into celebrity gossip columns. But as always, the internet is quick to judge, dissect, and jump to conclusions. Fan reactions and social media frenzy. When rumors about Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell exploded online, fan reactions ranged from excitement to full-blown conspiracy theories. Some expressed hope for a love story they believe is destined to happen.
When she was just getting into music, before we made a bunch of songs together, but before we had made any music together, I was like one of her first big meetings, like right around when she was like just leaving Disney to make her own music.
Pointing out the undeniable chemistry the two displayed on set. Others wrote scathing comments, accusing Sydney of trading up now that she's become a Hollywood powerhouse. A fraction of viewers remain neutral, pointing out that there's no concrete evidence beyond a few sightings and subtle social media changes. Meanwhile, Some corners of the internet drew parallels between this rumored relationship and Selena Gomez's union with Benny Blanco. They see a pattern of celebrities stepping away from older, sometimes stagnating relationships and leaping into new connections that feel more aligned with their personal growth. A handful of fans even joked about a wave of post-pandemic awakenings, where people realized life is too short to stick with situations that don't spark joy or passion. But others remain skeptical of everything. They think publicists and studios might be behind some of the hype, planting rumors to boost the marketing potential of Anyone But You. According to that theory, the entire idea of a real-life romance is either greatly exaggerated or completely fabricated. In Hollywood, illusions sometimes generate big box office success, and a rumored off-screen romance can turn a decent film into a full-blown phenomenon. Whether it's genuine or not, one truth stands out. The public's hunger for these stories is insatiable. We can't help but track every move, interpret every deleted photo, and examine every rumor. Even if the relationship turns out to be purely friendly, the conversations it sparks can linger for weeks or months, long after the paparazzi have moved on to the next big headline. So we have two potential love stories lighting up social media: Selena and Benny, Sydney and Glen, standing in stark relief against the shadows cast by figures like Andrew Tate. It's a dramatic juxtaposition, but one that perfectly encapsulates the chaotic nature of modern celebrity news. Shifting landscapes and society's role. Beyond the individual scandals, romances, and revelations, there's a broader conversation happening about how we, as a society, consume and react to these stories. Every time someone like Andrew Tate faces allegations, a portion of the online community jumps to defend him, citing presumption of innocence. Another portion calls for his deplatforming, citing moral responsibility. When Benny Blanco rises in public esteem thanks to one viral clip, many wonder if we're seeing genuine compassion or just a carefully curated persona. And then there's the endless swirl of speculation around relationships like Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell's. Are we too quick to turn the personal lives of celebrities into entertainment? Are we feeding an industry that profits from fueling these obsessions? Or is this just the new normal, where social media and fandoms guide the narrative as much as any official statement? A recurring theme in all these scenarios is the thirst for authenticity. People want to see genuine love, genuine remorse, genuine accountability, or genuine explanation. Yet authenticity is often hard to confirm in an age of influencers, viral clips, and behind-the-scenes deals. We might see glimpses of real emotion, like Benny's approach to conflict with Selena, but even that can get spun and repackaged in 100 different ways by various media outlets. In the midst of this swirling chaos, some fans cling to the heartwarming moments. They celebrate Selena Gomez's renewed confidence, or Sydney Sweeney's possible romantic spark, hoping to see uplifting stories in a sea of controversy. It's these positive narratives that keep people engaged, providing a much-needed contrast to the more troubling aspects of fame. Conclusion. What comes next? Now that we've explored everything from Selena's refreshing relationship with Benny Blanco to the unverified but tantalizing rumors around Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell, and even the disturbing allegations facing Andrew Tate, you might be wondering, where do we go from here? Celebrity culture is nothing if not unpredictable. Today's villain can become tomorrow's redeemed figure, and the least likely couple can become the new Hollywood power duo. Even in an era of rapid news cycles, some revelations leave lasting impacts. Selena and Benny's dynamic might reshape how fans view emotional intelligence in relationships. Andrew Tate's legal battles could prompt deeper discussions on social platforms about accountability and the influence of certain online figures. And who knows whether Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell are truly the newest romance in town, or simply giving fans a reason to daydream about on-screen chemistry manifesting in the real world. What remains certain is that these stories have captured the public's imagination, and they probably won't lose steam anytime soon. As viewers, we can take a step back, question the narratives, and remember that we see only part of the truth. Sometimes the most meaningful takeaways lie in the questions we ask rather than the rumors we chase. So, as you log off and mull over all this fresh drama, consider this. In a world where headlines can shift in an instant, do we ever really know the full story behind any public figure? And could there be revelations on the horizon that will completely overturn everything we think we've learned? Only time will tell. Until then, stay curious. The next twist might be just around the corner, ready to shock us all over again. Stay, follow, and subscribe.